everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Truth Hurts. I'm Andrew the Love Doctor, and I specialize in breakups with creeping, lying, and cheating in relationships. Today, I'm going to discuss red flag number 31, narcissists as drug addicts. This is going to be lengthy because I want to be thorough. Narcissists feel they're better than everyone else. God help you if you're a recovering drug addict. You see, recovering drug addicts have low self-esteem, and they look towards others to validate them as being a person of value. Narcissists prey on good-natured souls because they are the easiest to manipulate. Addicts need emotional support, and narcissists are emotional vampires. The narcissist's gift is the gift of illusion, to be whatever your innermost desires are. So narcissists are going to pretend to have your back and want to help you. So you can let them into your soul to do considerable damage. For me, considering Lilith's offer to move in with her, which compromised my principles, because I've always preached that a man should never move into a woman's house, because as soon as she gets mad, your shit will be out on the street while she tells you to get out. My first question to Lilith was, you know I'm sick, and you know the links of what I would do and what I wouldn't do. Suppose I have trouble out there. What's to say you wouldn't put me out on the street? Pay attention to this, because this is Lilith's word for word. Andrew, I read your books. I know you. I know your interactions with Judy in the second book, which was confirmed in the group's discussions. Judy never said you was lying on her, and she never stated you stole it from her. That's not your style, and I know what type of man you are. You haven't gotten worse other than your frequency, so I know you wouldn't steal from me. I would never put you out on the street. I love you, and I care about you, and I want to help. Please let me help you. I notice people love to call people crackheads the moment they find out someone is smoking crack, even when they are crackheads themselves. This is what made me trust Lilith. She had the same issue I had. I believed she was clean and wanted to help me, but because she saw my potential and understood what I was going through. However, Lilith's a crackhead in denial. Lilith's busy telling people she got 10 years clean. She's saying, I went to rehab. I have a circle of friends who recovered from that shit. I know how to admit surrender. But loses 10 years clean time from having a drink, so she claimed, and continues drinking and never going back to crack, when she's been told for 10 years in every single meeting that one drug leads you right back to the other. But back to your drug of choice. It's just a matter of time. But she knows how to surrender and going to teach me to stay clean. Get the fuck out of here. This is how you know she's lying. When Lilith tried to help me. How do you know when a narcissist is lying? When their lips are moving. Secondly, and more importantly, their actions speak louder than their words. Think about it. If you stop smoking crack, are you going to get into a relationship with someone that's actively using and move them into your home? No fucking way. I don't care how much you claim you felt sorry or pitied that individual, your ass smoking crack too. Lilith's busy telling people. I took that bitch to meetings, tried to sponsor him, and that motherfucker, as you can see, is a lost cause. In order to sponsor someone in drug counseling, you must have at least 1 year clean from drinking and drugging. Lilith has no clean time. Secondly, sponsors teach you to stay away from people, places, and things. This woman drops me off in the center of drug-infested Houston. The very first area she introduces me to when I arrived to Texas. Getting a haircut, going to meetings. That was the only area I knew. And keep in mind, I didn't know a soul other than her. She even takes me to a meeting that she herself doesn't go to because she doesn't like the atmosphere. But here she is taking me there, claiming to try to help me stay clean. As far as I'm concerned, that bitch set me up to fail. Lost cause? Let me tell you. When I got to Texas, I did what I was supposed to do. When I got there, I never used. I was 3 months clean. I never achieved that. During the time there, I've given Lilith half my unemployment, which was $3,200 cash to help with her bills. I immediately got my driver's license. I immediately went to school and became an armed guard, which the police instructor pulled me to the side after learning I was a love doctor that specialized in cheating and told me to become a private investigator to catch his spouse cheating. It's a large market for that there. Was Lilith happy with this? No. Lilith says, I upgraded you. Red flag! Know your worth, or else people will make you feel worthless. Run! Red flag! This is the beginning of stage 2 of narcissism. Re-evaluation. This is where the narcissist starts to diminish your worth. This is where everything they claim to love about you will now become annoying to them. They will look at you and say to themselves, you're not all that, and start treating you as such. In this stage, you are constantly devalued, insulted, offended, snubbed, slighted, humiliated, dishonored, violated, and non-loyalty will now commence with creeping, lying, and cheating. Run! The fact remains, I upgraded her. I put food in the house where there was none. I introduced her to constant home-cooked meals when arriving home from work, rather than order takeout or restaurant meals. Her family came to her house more often than they did because they didn't want to put up with her attitude. And I gave her a family atmosphere rather than Tom, Dick, and Dirty Harry jumping up and down on her in her bedroom. And then afterwards feed them tacos instead of sandwiches. Let's not forget, by wrecking her car, which was by mistake, it freed up her paycheck. Thus, she had more things to do with her money and stopped complaining she has none. And let's not forget, I replaced her car with a better car that she refused to take because she didn't want the extra loan payments. She was happy her check was freed up. So now I'm stuck with the car and a responsibility I'm not ready for. Good Samaritan my ass. Red flag! You must acknowledge the red flags to know when to jump out of a relationship before they destroy you and you lose everything. Run! The people name calling are not doing any better than the person that's addicted. Lilith was with a functional addict. Functional addicts are those that are able to live normal lives to a certain degree. Even Answer Man Mike, my best friend, in my book, once again, here we go again, this time with the narcissist, says, until I met you, I didn't think it was possible for people to be like you. From what I learned from my family and friends, is that people who are smoking are degenerates. Well, that theory is false. I know addicts with large salaries. There are legal secretaries, executive assistants, policemen, nurses, authors, while the people that's name calling are dependent on the same crackheads for food and shelter. If you go to a crackhead for help, such as a place to stay or ask for money to be fed, how badly are you doing in your life? Because that makes you worse than a crackhead. You need to evaluate your life to find out why a crackhead is doing better than you, and you get to ask them for help or depend for them or help. Secondly, if you are an alcoholic, smoking weed, the gateway to harder drugs, snorting cocaine, selling drugs, you're no better than a crackhead. You see, the problem here is people with drug problems are always utilized as scapegoats. Example, when someone goes to rehab at work, that's when everyone on the job finds out the employee is on drugs. When that person comes back from the hospital, anything of value that's missing will instantly be blamed on that person. Same thing goes for relationships. The person with the vice is always utilized as the person that's wrong, and that in itself is wrong. You don't have to be on drugs to be a fucked up person. The following occurred when I first met Lilith in Texas. When I opened her refrigerator, it was naked as the day it was bought. Lilith said she had bought me a taco, which was sitting by itself on the kitchen counter. What the fuck? This made me look at her twisted in a certain way. Something's wrong here. You're a nurse making good money, and you got no food in the house, especially when you know you having a house guest that's staying the weekend? Perhaps this is her week off, so she has no money. It happens to all of us. So I thought nothing of it. Since I'm not one to judge people, at 1 o'clock in the morning, I had Lilith take me to the bank, and I gave her $60 for her pockets. I took her to a restaurant for something to eat, and then I took her to Walmart. By the time I was finished shopping, I accumulated $260 worth of groceries and didn't give it a second thought. When I leave next week, she'll have food for months. That's my mindset. I'm going to take care of you even when I'm not here. I don't ever want her to be without food. However, you have to read my book to find out what happens to that food. When Lilith's flying monkey, Judy, idiot that does the narcissist bidding for slander campaigns, Judy, which is the character of the second book, here we go again, was needier than Lilith. When I met Judy, Judy didn't have a coat. Judy had to wear my coat till she was able to buy one for herself. When Judy's children needed help, I was there for them at every turn. When her son had nothing to eat, when he got his divorce and got his own place, it wasn't his father that bought him groceries, it was me. When her son was committed to the psychiatric ward for suicide, it wasn't her father he turned to for help to get out, it was me. When her son came to New York from the military to visit, it wasn't the father that he stayed with, it was me. When her daughter caught herpes, it wasn't her father that provided someone to calm down her nerves and provided with information to deal with it, it was me. When the police called me on my job to complain about her son being a troublemaker at the library, it wasn't the father that rectified the situation, it was me. When you and your rude-ass children needed a place to stay after you left your apartment that was closed down by the city of New York housing, it was my house you stayed at. And it was me that fed you. It was me who put food and shelter for your children. Now when I'm sick and need help, no one gave a damn, including Judy. Did the children ask what was going on with Andrew? It's only two things that make a person act that way. Either another woman they seeing or addiction. And since Andrew is not cheating, it can only be the other. I refuse to believe they are so stupid they didn't know what was going on. But you're telling people that they liked me. Fuck out of here. And have the nerve to try to sell me for 6 years that they liked me? Get the fuck out of here. Instead of having an intervention and getting me the help I need, after I've been there for each and every one of you, you gave me your ass to kiss and bought me drugs so you can go and see someone else. You thought he wanted to be with you, and it didn't even last 2 months. This is where I saw you as a monster instead of a girlfriend. It's during the times of your life, the hard times of your life, you will get to see the person's true colors of whom you're with, and the ones that say they care for you. So before you call someone a crackhead, ask yourself, are you doing better than them? If not, shut up.